What's up, guys? It's day 4, and I just got done watching 90 Day Fiance. I don't even know where to start, cause like so much of them are just such a mess. Like, other than Fernanda and Jonathan and Ashley and Jay, the rest of them are just such freaking messes. Like, okay, I'll start with Olga and Steven. That this guy is like still a kid, because how is it that you're comparing yourself to a baby, saying that you need Olga's attention more than the baby sometimes, and that she's being overprotective because she doesn't think that her newborn child is ready for a car seat and ready to for a freaking car seat that is not even fixed properly inside the car. And she thinks that, hey, I don't think we should be driving around with the baby if the car seat isn't fixing right. Like, no, you should not be doing that, especially in a country like Russia, where there are so many vehicular accidents all the time. There's a reason why you can go online and find so many videos of like car accidents in Russia. Things are different there, Steven. You can't just expect that you're just gonna take up a newborn baby and just throw them in the car just so you can go walk around with them in the park. I think his main issue is he has this idea of what the perfect family is, and he doesn't know how to actually get to that point. He wants the picture perfect family, and that's what he's trying to create with Olga. If you see him, he got the camera around the neck, and he's ready to go off and, you know, have a day at the park with his son that's never gonna remember anything that's going on right now because it's a baby, like 2 weeks old. That's not, like, you don't need to be taking a 2-week-old to the park yet. Like, you can wait. And he's trying to do so much in such a little amount of time. And he's trying to get her attention from the baby. I understand that when you're in a relationship, you need to prioritize certain things. Like, yeah, we have a baby now. However, our relationship is still in existence, so we should probably work on that as well. But not at 2 weeks. 2 weeks? You can't go 2 weeks without someone jumping up like a little puppy every time they see you. Then you have some sort of problem. Like, he cannot see where she's coming from, that she's going through a lot, being that she just gave birth 2 weeks ago. She had a C-section. She's still healing physically, and she has a lot of hormones, so emotionally she just doesn't want to deal with a lot of the stuff that he's bringing to her. And for him to sit there and just constantly just go at this girl, saying he doesn't want his child's life to be filled with a lot of arguments, and he's gonna make sure that his child's life is not like his. And like, you're the one who's causing all the arguments, because it seems like Olga just shuts down and she doesn't want to argue back. She doesn't want to do anything that will trigger you up. Like, she literally apologized to him after he started up an argument with her. And to like watch Olga cry is such a sad moment. Like, you're just looking at this girl and you're like, she did nothing wrong, and I'm like, how can you be okay sitting there watching her cry, knowing full well that she didn't do anything wrong, and then you have her apologize to you? Like, what is going on there? Like, make it make sense. Doesn't make any sense, Steven. Get it together. You want something, but you don't know how to work towards getting it. You feel like, oh, I just need to create this picture perfect image in my mind, and in my mind this baby doesn't need as much attention as I do, and I need more attention. Like, you're competing with your own child, and you're saying that you want this child to constantly feel loved because you didn't get that feeling of love from your parents and your family when you were growing up. So don't you see that you're repeating the same cycle, even though the child isn't old enough to actually understand what's going on, you're actually repeating the same cycle, or you're starting to repeat the same cycle, and then you're throwing it in Olga's face like she begged you to create this image of her life that you want for you and her in America. Like you're ungrateful because you don't really see that you don't really appreciate all the things that I'm doing for you. Like, Steven, what are you doing for Olga that you shouldn't be doing? You are this child's father. You're doing something for your child. Stop taking it out on Olga, because what do you want her to do exactly? You want her to hump your leg when you get into the house? Like, what exactly, what is the reception that you want? Because you said that she's not as happy as when she saw you for the first time after not seeing you for 9 months. Like, what exactly do you want? If you're seeing someone constantly every day, you're not going to react the same way if you haven't seen them in like a year, and then now here they are in front of you. Like, get it together. Get it together. Moving on from Steven and his antics to Kalani and Asuelu. Kalani is making this whole decision of whether or not she should marry Asuelu, or a bigger thing than it needs to be. It's ridiculous. Like, you're either gonna marry him or you're not. Get it together. Are you gonna marry him? You seem like everything that comes towards you, you keep referring to your own child as my baby, even when you're talking about the father. Like, my baby this, my baby that. I think at some point you have to start saying our baby. It's not just your child. It's also Asuelu's. The conversation at the restaurant was just awkward. Like, you basically Kalani got her sister to interrogate Asuelu about why he's with her, and he basically was making a joke about, oh, because she's American and Americans have a lot of money, because he thinks that that's what they already think of him. They already think that he's only with her because she has a lot of money, but he says he likes her personality too. And I'm like, I don't really see the personality that you like, because you kind of seem like annoying. Let's move on from them to probably the most annoying person on this show. It was Leda. Leda is just realizing that Eric is broke. How exactly is she just realizing that Eric is broke? We all saw her walk into Eric's apartment. The couch is blown up. It is a hair mattress. The couch is a hair mattress. He is an adult man sleeping on a twin-size bed. Where did you not get the drift that this man does not have a lot of money to spend on extra BS like flowers for your wedding? Why do you need $800 worth of flowers at your wedding when you should realize that this man is broke? It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. I know flowers is really expensive, especially when you're doing them for a wedding. However, you should realize your situation by now and get with it. If you didn't know that Eric is as broke as he is, you would not have asked your father to offer him money, because I know that you have a conversation with your father and you somehow manipulated a way to get him to offer Eric money. Because I don't think he's just going to automatically come up with, oh, I should give this man money to let my daughter stay with him. No. You knew Eric was broke. This is nothing new to you. Okay? You knew Eric's job. Which Eric's job, he should not be as broke as he claims to be. And even with the child support, like, how much does she think child support is? She seemed to think that if he wasn't paying child support, he would be able to spend $4,000 on a couch. Because that doesn't make any sense. Because I don't think most men aren't paying more than like maybe $200 per month for child support. Especially in in a place, where does it live? Wisconsin or one of those places. Especially in like middle America, you're not paying that much money for child support. Plain as that. So how much does she think that he has, regardless of child support or not? And he's only paying child support for one child. And she think, oh, he should stop doing that. Her father has been paying child support for Leda her entire life. She's an adult woman who does not seem to have any sort of stable job anytime in the recent past. So basically her father has been taking care of her and been spending money on her entire life. So why is it so freaking weird that Eric has a 12-year-old and he's spending money on that 12-year-old? And since she wants him to pay, like she wants him to take care of Alessandro, who's not his child biologically, she wants him to take care of him. So why is it so bad that he's taking care of his biological child, just like her dad did for her? Like, it makes absolutely no sense that she's so up in arms about the child support. It makes you wonder, like, is this some sort of, like, storyline that they just really want her to stick to? I don't know if Sharp Entertainment or TLC or whatever is really pushing this issue of the child support, or is this an actual thing that's bothering Leda? Because it's really getting ridiculous at this point that she blames every kind of issues this man have for being broke on child support. Like, how much you think child support is? Another thing this episode that really made me wonder if maybe Sharp Entertainment or TLC is in on certain things, certain one of the conversations that they're having, like what is going on. It makes me wonder about those anonymous comments that Ashley and Jay got on their wedding website. It seems like, yeah, like it's either Natalie or someone of her other friends who was pissed off at her for something regarding the wedding, and they're trying to get back at her by being racist and disrespectful to Jay. Because how many people are gonna go out of their way just in 2018? How many people are going out of their way to comment on some interracial couples wedding website about like if you're not connected to them in any sort of way, you wouldn't even know their website link, because nobody's going out and searching for people's wedding website to even comment. So it's definitely someone who's close to her, or someone who knew her, someone who was invited to the wedding, which you already know that it's someone who's invited to the wedding because they're like, oh, I think I should go, and basically threatened them that they would go to the wedding and probably hurt them and kill them or whatever. And Ashley's reaction is just like, it's so priceless, because it's like, I think a lot of black people who have white friends have been in a situation like that, where you're just like watching your white friend react to racism, and it's almost like it's so new to them, and it's so, you're like, aw, it's the first time you're seeing something racist. Aw. Like, it's so different. So you're just watching them and you're like, instead of being offended in the moment, you're just like, oh, I feel bad for them for feeling bad. Like, it's just this a weird thing where you're just like, oh, this never happened to them before. Huh, cute. You've never had, like, people being racist against you, have you? Honey, it's gonna be okay. It happens all the time, honey. It happens all the time. But Jay was just there, and you can definitely see that what happened affected him. However, he's just watching Ashley, and it feels like he was basically feeling like it's because of him that this stuff is happening to Ashley. Like, he definitely, you can tell that he actually love and care about her, because he wasn't thinking about what these, like, how all these negative things that people are writing about them and about him is really affecting him. He wasn't thinking about that. He was thinking about how they're affecting Ashley and seeing her in that moment where she's like ready to cry because of all the negative things that they're saying. And When we were finding out about all the planning that Ashley put into this wedding, like, he doesn't even know what color his tuxedo is gonna be. He's like, it's gonna be red. She's like, maroon. It's gonna be maroon. It looked like the crap hits the fan next week, so I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you for watching me blab on about 90 Day Fiance on this 4th day of Vlogmas.